You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
This is take two. I say take two because we were we were talking about the first time we did it, we were talking about Terry's been fighting the cold, a sinusy type, head cold. Kind of knocked you out the one day. You got home and I think you went right to bed, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I was in bed by 4:30.
Was that Saturday?
Friday
night. That was
And
Friday night.
I fell asleep with my clothes on, and then I got up at 8:30 and put my pajamas on and crawled right back in and went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Went to the bathroom, took a drink.
Oh, that 8:30
right
that
back
night,
in.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then you woke up about
5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
then
then
it was
I went
go.
back to sleep. And then we got up and got something done.
it was
but
all go, and then
we cleaned.
we did too. Yeah, we did. We started. Well, we were looking for medicines for you, and you found something like a daytime, and it seemed to kind of give you a little bit of a pep. And we cleaned out refrigerators. You made cookies. Is it okay to make cookies if you don't feel great? Does it really matter as long as you wash your hands? I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, I don't breathe right on them.
You didn't sneeze in them, right?
No.
They should be all right then. Today's show, we're going to talk about what food is the best the second and the third day.
You always
So you
liked
think
your
about
spaghetti.
that. Oh, I love spaghetti. Spaghetti the second day is great. Men spend more time in the bathroom. I think we all know
And
that.
this time we didn't give a shout out to Penny for the onion
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
We're going to try that.
That's right. Take one before we were interrupted. And I shouldn't say interrupted. My son called just to make sure babysitting plans were still in the works, which we are going to do. This episode's Monday, so it's this week because this episode comes out on the, I don't know what that Monday is.
12th.
Anyway, 12th? I think it's the 12th, yeah.
And on the 16th, you're watching.
I'm watching him, yeah. So anyway, we had talked about, there was, Penny was telling me about this holistic person, I can't remember the person's name, this lady, and she was saying that if you have a red onion and you cut it in half and you take that onion wherever you go, it's supposed to take the toxins out of the air and apparently help you too. And she said it worked for her because she was feeling like she was getting something.
So I'm going to try it for this
So Terry's gonna
sinus,
try
whatever
it.
I got going,
And then on the next episode, we'll let you know
if it works.
if it actually worked. We know it worked for Penny. So I can actually, she's probably having a nice time in her car as I'm mentioning her name several times. We're also going to talk about the most sleep-deprived states, and we got some Christmas stuff I want to talk about, some studies. And then we'll talk about some gifting traditions, and would you go back in time? Surprising on some of the issues, some of the things that people would go back in time to change, and we'll talk about that too. But before I start all that, do you drink eggnog? Because I don't remember. We never had eggnog in the
No,
house.
I don't even. Yeah.
This seems a little weird to me. And this is one of those things where I have these, I told you all these ideas. See all these ideas I had written on and then this comes up. And I find these little nuggets to talk about. So we are not eggnog drinkers.
We're not eggnog drinkers.
And I don't even know what is in eggnog. Is there supposed to be like a little bit of alcohol or no?
Yeah, some people put alcohol in it.
Well, what would you think? Because eggnog obviously would have egg in it, right? So this concoction, if you will, and I like Hellman's mayonnaise on my sandwich. You're not a mayo.
Well,
You do, but you really
Miracle
like
Whip
the
or
Miracle
whatever,
Whip.
but
I like the mayo, the Hellman's. But Hellman's is working with a mixologist, Cody Goldstein, some kind of muddling memories, and he created this frozen mayo nog and snickerdoodle mayo cookie. I know you just, your face is this, you're crinkling your face like this is not something you would
mayo
do.
nog.
Yeah, and here's what's in it. So in case you're wondering, now if you're one of these people that like
Eggnog.
an eggnog, or you want to try something different, or maybe I don't know if you like
And then you
Hellman's
put Snickers
mayonnaise.
in mayonnaise? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. This is what the cookie thing. I didn't see the recipe Well, actually, there is a recipe here for the snickerdoodle that you can. You okay?
Pieces of my sweater coming off.
Oh, I thought you had a hole in your armpit. You were looking at your
Well,
armpits.
No, that piece came right off of there.
Oh, so here's what's in it. So the frozen mayo nog completely swaps out the egg for the mayo. So that's what the Hellmann's goes in. So you mix dark rum, apple brandy, whole milk, heavy cream, simple syrup, vanilla, nutmeg, and cinnamon with a 1/4 cup of Hellmann's mayonnaise per 3 serving batch. Toss it in a blender until it reaches a boozy mayo heaven. It just doesn't sound very good to me.
Mayonnaise and booze just don't sound good together.
Now, I'm giving you this if you if you really want to try it, if you're into that kind of stuff, you have to go. Now, this is actually being made in New York. Amy Fontaine's, it's a place in New York City called Amy Fontaine's, and they're giving this drink out till December 15th. It costs $16. $16 for that. And then you pair it with a snickerdoodle mayo cookie with some kind of mayo glaze. I like mayonnaise on my sandwich with a lot of
And mayonnaise and
but
chocolate
not-
don't sound good
yeah.
together either.
If you don't want to drive to Manhattan, you can go on Mudding, Mudding, Memories Instagram page, and you can get the recipe if it's something you think you'd want to try something different. I don't want to buy all those ingredients we tried here on the show, but I really don't want to buy apple brandy. We could just drink the apple brandy. That sounds like something
like something I might like.
you would like. Yeah. And then the rum, no, it's not rum. What is it?
Yeah, I've had rum.
What is it you mix
used to put in
with?
pina coladas? Rum.
Oh, what is it you mix with Coke?
Rum and Coke.
No, it was something. That's not the drink you usually go for, is it?
You mean amaretto?
Oh, amaretto. That's what it is.
Amaretto's my go-to.
Okay, we're going to talk about Christmas lights. But we'll do that when we talk all Christmassy. So we're going to dive right in here to what do you think is the best food? What food is better, second or third day? And for me, it's always been spaghetti because that sauce
Soaks up in the
just
noodles.
soaks all that stuff in. Oh, I love it the second day. Do you have anything that you think is pretty good the second or third day? I have some things on a list. I wanted to see if you.
I used to like bean soup the second day would be. The ham gets the, salt in there better or something.
Soups and stews, second day. I think that chicken noodle thing you make with the rotisserie chicken,
Yeah.
I like it the second day. See, I know it does. It's not really soupy because
It soaks up all the
those
juice.
noodles because you do the wide noodles and it sucks up all that juice. And there's just something about it. It's really good. Soups and stews were on the list for best for a second day or third day. Lasagna's got to be up there too, because it's kind of a spaghetti.
I would think it would soak
I like
up
lasagna.
everything.
That's on there.
Rigatoni and that.
Yeah, meatloaf.
I like meatloaf.
We had it the second day. It was pretty good. It was the third day. We just had it.
Yeah, we just had it.
It was leftover. Pizza. I think it depends. I think if you go past 3 days with pizza, it
Sometimes
gets a little.
it gets like cardboard.
Yeah, it gets a little, and it depends on the pizza too.
Yeah.
And chili. You're a chili person.
I like chili.
You
I like
like
chili, after it's heated up, yeah.
So, I think I was
But
trying
that goes in with soups to me.
Yeah, kind of. It is meaty.
Chili is a soup.
It is
with more meat than
just
most
a little,
soups.
Yeah, I don't know why it's separated, but I guess because it's a chili.
Because chili
And not
usually has more meat than other soups.
You're a potato soup person too. You
I
like potato
soup.
If you had to pick your all time, if you had to pick of all the soups, your go-to soup, this is the one I want.
Our chicken and noodles.
No, but besides that one though, is there one that you don't make that you'd be like, this is what I'd like to have?
I like Olive Garden's minestrone, and there's another one. What's that other one? The one with the little gumball things in it. What's it called? Oh, I can't think of it right
See, I like
now.
wedding soup.
I do like the wedding soup.
I like the
too.
way if
See,
I'm going to
there's
pick a
lot of
soup,
soups I like.
Yeah, I like, and I'm not a soup person, as you know. And Terry likes to make the bean soup. You like that?
And I used to make boiled dinner after Christmas every year.
Oh, but the cabbage. That's not bad. We haven't had that in years.
I used to make boiled dinner and bean soup with our leftover ham. And we'd have ham, and we'd have like potato salad with it one night, and then we'd have boiled dinner one night, and we'd have bean soup, and then we would have it for lunch, the leftovers.
Because you made bean soup for my grandparents.
And I used to make a bean soup. I used to make more and take some over to your grandparents. And
but I think if I'm because
you wouldn't eat it.
No, I'm not. Well, I mean,
the kids would have one small bowl and they were done.
I think you're kind of changing me because I don't mind certain soups. I love Italian or wedding soup. I love wedding soup. It's just really good, and it depends on the place too. I think.
Yeah, I think that some of them are better than others.
I mean, Napoli's is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Napoli's, you're listening. We could use a sponsor. We love your Strombolis, and we'll do a commercial for you. You just got to sponsor us if you're listening. I don't know if anybody's listening. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So we know we like soups, and we know I like spaghetti. It's the Italian in me. According to a survey by this Swiss marketing firm, I don't know where, they got a lot of surveys out there. Did a survey, and they said women visit the bathroom more often than men, but they don't spend as long in there. You must be in and out. You always have a partner too. Like if you're out and about, do you ever want to go together? Do you want to go by yourself?
I usually go by myself.
Do you?
But like when you're at a ball game
That's what I'm
or
saying.
something like that.
You'd like to go as pairs.
In a big stadium or something. But like at the stores and stuff, I usually.
Oh, no.
I always have
I
to
know
go
you're
by
in the
myself because
stores.
you're usually with me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Sam's Club and the bathroom there, but boy, that gets Terry's intestines moving pretty good, for sure. Man, my phone is just blowing up today. So anyway, women visit the bathroom more often than men, but don't spend as long in there. The study found that they go 5 times a day on average. How many times you go to the bathroom?
Oh, I probably go more than that.
At work? Is that how you get out of your...
Today I didn't, though. But now we're all sharing one bathroom. The men and the women are sharing the one bathroom behind me.
Not at the same time.
No, but there's only one stall in there. So if the light's on, you got to wait. And that's hard on me because I'm used to taking 3 Ps in the morning. If I drink kabuka and tea and water, then I need to go.
You don't have to use the urinal, do you?
Well, there's 2 urinals and there's one stall, so I might have to learn to use the urinal, which I don't have that down right now.
Yeah, you might want to.
I really don't want to wear it.
You want to test that? I don't know if you want to test that.
I don't want to test that. No.
So you go 5 times on average. You say you go more than that.
If I drink what I should drink, which is I have already got 10 to 20 ounces in me before I get to work, then I drink 2 cups of tea and 30 ounces of water. Yeah.
You should be going.
I go probably more than 5 times.
How long would you say you're in there? If you had to count, like how many minutes?
It depends if I'm doing my stretches or not. Sometimes I go in there and I just, to get away from my desk, I stretch. I do.
You do any squats in there?
Yeah, squats.
You do squats.
And lunges and stretches, and I stretch my shoulders and my,
Wow.
sometimes I do it, but when I don't, I'm only in there about 3 minutes flat, probably.
That's unbelievable because it says the average is 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say
pretty...
3 minutes, and that's even when I have to put the key in and turn. When I was in the back bathroom and I had to, run, and yeah, I can get in and out in 3 minutes or less because I've gone in and the bells rang, and I've stayed in there just to avoid the kids coming back to the gym. I don't want run over.
Yeah, like you just stampede.
Because, if I just got in there and the bell rings,
right.
I know I have 3 minutes. So if I take only 2, I'm out of there. But if I know that I'm close to that 3 minute mark, I know them kids are running to the gym because they're late for gym and they're running through that hall. So I'll just stretch for a couple, minutes until I hear the footsteps all die down, and then I'll.
So you're in there a little
out.
longer for that, but I mean, for the most part, you're 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
For the most part, men go 3 times a day, so they're 2 less, but spend an average of 5 minutes in the bathroom.
More water to unload.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it depends. sometimes you just need to get away. And it's like, some people say, hey.
So you take your time, wash your hands an extra 30 seconds.
Right.
And
Or, you feel like, hey, I'm getting paid.
scratch yourself.
I'm going to take a crap right here and get paid for it. Get a hefty pay. So, sometimes you just need the time away. So apparently men spend a little bit more time. But I also think that men are using their phones.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, playing their games. I'm
While
sure
they're
women
sitting
do too. I'm sure they do.
Sure they do.
You don't have that luxury. You're not taking your
Oh,
phone
no.
with
If
you.
I took my phone in there and stayed in there 15 minutes, someone would come after me.
Right. You don't have that. You're
my job is not the type that
You're
I
the
could
first
get
person
away
people
with that.
see. They don't answer the door.
Someone would call, and my phone rings 3 times and it bounces up to the other side. When someone finally answered and they said, "Hey, there's no one down here to let us in," someone would come find me.
Yeah, you would not be. You'd be knocking
I
on
would
the door.
I would be. Yeah.
You'd be in big trouble for sure. So okay, so that's men spend more time in the bathroom, but women go more often. They just they get the job done and get out, get in and get out. Some people say that women's bathrooms are really dirty.
Women are gross.
Men can be too, because I don't know what it is about just controlling it, not getting it all over the floor. I don't know what the.
Well, so far
if you don't,
been okay with us all sharing the same bathroom.
Just grab
I
a hold of
haven't
that
seen anything on the floor
sucker
or
and
anything. Yeah.
Aim for something.
I don't know if everyone's being extra neat because they know everyone's sharing the bathroom, and maybe they're wiping off. Because when we were all when the women were had our 2 sinks, I was always wiping with the paper towels around the sink because they were messy and drips all around the counter. And I noticed that someone else must be wiping the counter too. After they wash their hands, they're taking a paper towel and drying off the counter. So everyone's being a little bit neater. Seems we all have to share this space.
Well, that would be tough, because if a guy comes out and says, "Hey, you might not want to go in there for," right? Wow. That's when if you're looking.
Yeah, someone was coming out and I was going in today. I'm like, I hope that he didn't just take a dump in there, because I gotta go.
I was reading this story about
the other one's all the way down the hall.
Great gifts, and it was on this, like, what is the best present that you got, like that a white elephant type thing where people would buy. And this one lady was talking about one of the best gifts she ever got, and this is kind of weird, but she said. She got the white elephant. Is that what you call it? The white elephant gift. And she picked this one. It was 124 rolls of toilet paper. And she said it was the greatest gift. Apparently at that time, she must have needed toilet paper. That's a lot of toilet paper, 124 rolls. And she said she was going to fight if somebody stole it, but no one took it. And she said that was her, that was the greatest present. And then they had other ones where one guy gave away toilet paper and potpourri. Poopery.
Poopery.
Yeah, when you just, that's what you need in your bathroom.
Yeah, we need just in that bathroom. Scenes we're all in one bathroom. That way, if you're going, put a little poopery in there so the next person don't have to smell you after you leave.
I'm already talking Christmas, because this story was talking about one lady said that her grandparents would pay her mom's gas bill for the month of December.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Another person said that the grandfather or grandmother would pay, I guess it was a single mom, would pay the car insurance for the 6 months or maybe the month. I don't know how it was set up. And saying how that was, just at that time, they needed it. And
that was the best thing.
Yeah. And then that got me thinking.
That's what I used with my Christmas money from your dad when the kids were young and I was at home.
Yeah,
I always put my Christmas money away for car insurance.
And then that got me thinking about my grandfather because we were one of the first in the family, if you will. My cousins and I, we were the first to get married.
Yeah.
And he would bring us this box. And this box, it was not a small box, because it had chicken legs, it had olives, it had cans of fruit, like
it had great big salami.
That was the greatest. It had a Genoa salami where you had to cut. It was the real Genoa salami. You'd actually have to peel it back
and cut it.
And it was so freaking good.
It actually fed us usually the month of December. A lot of it did.
And it's one of those things where I guess at the time it was very much appreciated. And then once it's gone, it's a memory. It's just one of the greatest things that he would actually go out and put all these things together in a box
and bring it to us.
And bring it over. And then he would always spray the house because he had this concoction that he would spray for bugs.
And that was in the spring and in the fall.
Yes.
And he would just show up and spray.
And start spraying. And it did work. I don't know what he was spraying.
I don't know what he prayed.
I'm
but
sure
we
it's-
never had the ant problems
I'm
until
sure it's
after he
illegal.
passed away.
I'm sure it was illegal, whatever he was spraying, but it worked.
We never had any bug problems while he sprayed that stuff, though.
No, whenever he did. And I think we need it because I come home from work today, and we already had this visitor earlier in the week. There's a giant deer, a buck. I mean, to me, when I came, I really got to look at him today because I'm driving down. I'm going, what is that on my sidewalk? And he's just looking at me. And this is a nice big buck with the nice horn. I'm like, oh, I'm sure somebody would love to have this in their sights. And then we had a raccoon. Did you see the raccoon last night?
I didn't see him.
A raccoon the ring went off about 2 a.m. And this giant, and he was fat, so he must be living large. Come walking across our porch, and then around that side of the house.
Ooh, Rigby would have had a.
He wouldn't have been out 2 o'clock in the morning, although he might have.
He would have
probably sniffed him.
Mm-hmm.
Sniffed him. Dogs can sniff that stuff out. So we had some visitors. I didn't know if that stuff would work on that stuff on those two or not, but you need some potpourri for your bathroom. I'm just trying to get it back to the potpourri, because if you're going to share a bathroom, men and women, so the women can they can blow up a toilet too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they can.
They can do it.
The thing about it is we're all in the men's bathroom, so there's no little disposable thing right there. So that the women, so they have to take stuff in with them and wrap it up and take, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Take it with them?
Well, at least wrap it up enough to get it to the trash can so no one knows what it is when it gets there. But I haven't seen any of it. That's what I said.
Yes,
so everyone's being very, very neat. But the women that are having those problems may be using the nurse's bathroom.
Oh, so not everybody.
Like maybe that week they use the nurse's bathroom. You know what I mean?
Go
this week
different.
I'm having a little bit of problems.
I'm going to go over here.
Bathroom,
So there's one up the stairs.
Yeah, there's one in the nurse's office. But,
okay.
But if a kid's barfing in there right now, then you got to wait for ours.
Now's the time. A lot of kids are not are having trouble.
Good,
yeah. All right, next subject. Most sleep-deprived states for this year. And I was kind of surprised. Hooray for Minnesota, it says. And you might want to put some coffee on for Hawaii. Apparently, they identified America's most sleep-deprived states that get the most sleep, Minnesota, with 29% getting less than 7 hours a night. I'm trying to think. I try to we're in bed. Well, I don't know what it just gets dark so soon. It feels like it's later than it is. And it's like,
and we're up at 5.
We are up at 4. I'm up at 4:30, and then I'm exercising. And I can't, I just can't do it anymore. So Minnesota actually gets less than 7 hours a night sleep. Colorado's 30%, South Dakota's 30.1. The worst offenders, Hawaii. I could see Hawaii being worse because it's such beautiful out there. You want to spend as much time out as you can. They get less than 7 hours a night. Well, so did Minnesota. Gets less than 7 hours. So what's the difference?
Only 29% got less than
29, but 43% Hawaiians are only, West Virginia came in second with the worst sleep-deprived state. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ohio all ranking right there in the top 5 for the worst or the most sleep-deprived states, although sometimes I feel like I'm not getting enough sleep, but you've been snoring a lot lately because you're all stuffed up, and we've been running a vaporizer. And the vaporizer, it didn't seem like the Vicks wasn't working.
Last night it didn't seem strong.
I don't know what happened. Maybe I should have poured it back in the water.
I don't know.
But let's finish out this section with apparently some people are often fantasize about quitting the job. Do you fantasize about quitting your job? Well,
Yeah, that's
You wanna
why all
retire.
this retirement talk is about.
yeah. See, I don't.
saying
I mean,
sayonara
I'm very
to-
happy with the job I have. I'm very blessed, but I can. I mean, I would like
Did
to
you
retire.
fantasize about quitting your last job?
Not quitting. Just no, not really. I
And
never
you know
thought
what?
about
There
quitting.
was only a couple people who really pushed the limits at your last job too. Besides that, you didn't really mind what you
no,
were
I didn't
doing.
mind it. No,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
really.
it was warehouse work, and you didn't mind what you were doing. I know sometimes you would say a monkey could use your job.
I never think about quitting. My thing is, I would like to retire too. I'm to the point
Oh,
where
yeah.
when I have vacation, because I have vacation coming up, where I've got a week off at the end, or if I have a long weekend,
Then you don't want to go back.
then I don't want to. I think, boy, this would be nice to be able to just have the next day. That if I don't do it this day, okay, I'll
I get out
do the
of
rest
next
tomorrow,
day.
or instead of being rushed around and trying to get everything done.
But I'm trying to be realistic with my retirement. I'm not retiring with nothing to do to have the next day. I'm going to watch Ben 2 to 3 days a week.
yeah, that's true. It's not like
If I
you're-
watch him 2 days one week and 3 days the next, or whatever we decide on a schedule for, I'm still not going to have, every day to get
No.
something done.
No.
And I'm going to, if I don't get it done today, I'm watching Fen tomorrow, so it won't get done until,
And I think too, with him getting older, you'll be able to do certain things
with him.
with
yeah.
him. And not just projects with him, but other
But,
things too.
I mean, they're so far away that I will be counting on going there most of the time.
No, that's
That
true.
is
That's
what's-
true.
That is what is my dilemma about whether I need to draw money or not, because that is a further drive than my work.
Oh, it's a lot further.
It's a lot further, a lot more wear and tear on my vehicle. And my vehicle, I think if I was just driving to work, would last me 2 to 3 years. But driving to Pittsburgh, it
Yeah.
could have. I mean, we already had a bolt come through our windshield since Fenn's been born. We've had, all kinds of
Yeah, it-
tragedies on the road. Like today, I almost got run over coming out of school. So
Yeah, I mean, I think when you say retirement, it's not like you're right. You're not going to be.
it's not like I'm doing it to sit home.
No, you're doing it because you want to help them too. And that'll help them money wise because they wouldn't have to put him in daycare as much. But also, it is.
But
it
they'll
is gonna
have
be,
to have a backup because I am planning on helping with my mother more too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I'm sure we'll work that out as we go.
Mm-hmm.
But he's already what 18, 19 months. So yeah, it don't take long.
I know they grow up way too fast.
Okay, so that's our first half of the show. We'll come back. We're going to talk about time travel, and I got some Christmas things I want to talk to Terry about. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter. And they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. All right, welcome back to the second part of our Just Talking Out Loud. I'm Ron.
I'm Terry.
We're still here.
Yep, both still here.
We're still sitting here. Of course, Terry's staring at my nose. So it's hard not to. But I mean, it's funny. I was thinking the other day, I thought, well, I've been pretty lucky, not too many zits. And of course, anytime I get a zit, it has to be on my nose, the biggest part of my face. And it's got to be right on the end of my nose. I feel like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
It's not like
it's perfect for Christmas.
It's not like, no, it's not, because it's not right on the end.
It's pretty close. And I don't know.
Great.
And it just won't. I'm hoping the update I give you, it's gone by then, but it's been sticking around for a while. And I put that.
It's been about a week, hasn't it?
I put this. Maybe I should get that Dial Gold Bar soap
and see if it works.
Because that's another thing
she told
that Penny said, that if you are having acne issues, you got to find the Dial Gold Bar soap. I don't know exactly where you get it. I don't know who sells them, to be honest. She said stores that did have them were selling out because it was working. People were sending in their
referrals.
What do you call it when you try it and it works? What do you call that? Why can I not think?
Say referral,
it's not referrals. They actually have, their
recommendation.
No, it's not recommendation either. That's not it. You're not helping me at all. I can hear Penny now. I'm going to hear about this. It's kind of, but I can't think of what it, like when you do something, the results. That's what assessment. God, you're killing me. All right.
It works.
I'm going to travel back and hopefully forget about what we just talked about.
Okay.
How about we do that? If time travel were possible, would you, and I'm not talking about, it's different than this survey, but this survey talks about they're talking about seniors. We're seniors now. We're over 50. We're over 55. We're seniors. Remember when we went to Gabe's and we saw that sign? It was a Monday. And it said, 55 and older, Senior Citizens Day. And I'm like, oh my God, that's us. That was like a kick in the balls when I saw that. I was like, I felt...
We qualify.
I felt old for that moment. I felt like, oh man. Anyway, so if there was a time machine, I'm not talking about, in this instance, time machine where it changes something, but just goes back to a time where
things were simpler.
You were happy. How far back would you go? Would you change? Would you go back? Not a major change, but would you change something that maybe? I always worry about that because I always think when people say, "Oh, I go back and change." If you change something, now again, I guess it depends on how good or bad your life is. But if you change something, this is just my personal belief. Like they said, well, wouldn't you like to go back and do something you like to do? Like obviously I loved being in radio. I worked at the radio station, had my opportunity, but at that time we had 2 kids, blah, 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 whatever. But see, I wouldn't change anything because if you change something, what if I don't have my kids? What if I didn't meet you? What if, depending on how far back you go, I'd be afraid that because I've been blessed.
It would change it too much.
It would change too much. I wouldn't have. Of course, I don't know how you probably still remember I don't know how that time thing works, but Back to the Future, he knew what he was looking for then. So that would be my worry is I would think that it would change too much. I wouldn't want to not have my kids or not have the opportunities that I've had. I've had jobs I didn't even apply for. I mean, that's a God thing there.
Oh yeah.
That is a God thing. When you have opportunities to
someone
get
calls
jobs,
you out of the
someone
blue
calls
and says,
you, yes. someone calls you out of the blue.
Says, hey, are you interested in a job? How'd you know my business was doing so bad?
And he did it to it twice.
Yes.
He did it twice. Joe, that's Penny's husband. Boy, they're getting a lot of, but he called me twice. And I went to school with Joe. And the first time I was, he called, I was at Pliger Plastics.
Oh, and that was horrible. You were working 60 hours just to pay our bills.
And I remember
A week.
seeing that skull and crossbones on one of the barrels that came in. And I think, oh, this can't be good. This
and
cannot
I'm
be
breathing
good.
this in every day.
And I remember going into the bathroom and just thinking, God, I got to get out of here. And it wasn't that long afterwards that he called. I hadn't seen him in, 15 years, maybe longer than that. And he said he had worked at this other company, Fairmont. It's not there anymore, so I can say Fairmont Supply. And he said, they were asking me, and your face popped. I said, I'm sorry that happened to you, but of all faces, gonna be scared. He said, just popped up. And from then on, I kind of followed him around. And 10 years later, I'm where I'm at now. So, but to me, like this, according to this survey,
you were working there. Was the store still open too?
No, the store had closed.
We had just closed it.
And then I had gone and done some work with friends of ours. God bless every one of them, Joe and Bob. They would always keep me busy. We'd do side work.
Just to pay our bills.
Who was a plumber.
Between.
He really helped me through a rough time. And then Bob would do side jobs. He built houses and helped me do little things like that. So, and that taught me a lot too. But I mean, as far as going back, is there something that you might tweak, or if it didn't mean it would change that much, would you tweak something, or would you? Because it's funny. The
only thing I always wanted more kids, and I didn't plan anymore because of my back surgery. So I really would have rather had a baby instead of my back surgery. But like you said, then would it change?
Yeah, what was it?
Where our kids are? Would we have the same kids? Would we? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds weird. It sounds weird.
I couldn't live without my kids knowing that. You know what I mean?
According to this,
we have great kids.
Right, we do. We've been blessed. They're hard workers.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about what God has done in our life and what in our kids' lives.
Other people worry so bad about their kids, and
we still do. But it's a different kind
of worry. I don't
really
worry about my kids. I
give
them to
God.
Happy. I know they're not perfect, but they all seem to have pretty good heads on their shoulders, and they all keep a job when they need to or whatever.
Yep.
So,
they're good with money.
Yeah,
they're good with finances. They're good.
None of them have been have consistently come to us asking for any money at all. As a matter of fact, they don't ever ask us money, even if they're doing a big project, and I would offer it, before they would ask. So,
So a third of seniors would go back in time to relive a particular part of their lives, according to this study. So you're 65 and older, 36%, and I think this makes sense a little bit, wish they had the knowledge that they have today about different areas of life, like love, finances, and health. And I think finances is huge, because even I knew, Dad would even say, save your, like I tell Nathan was the first one. If you put money away
while you're young,
you don't know you don't miss it. And it happens throughout it's in there, and you don't even miss it, because especially when you start young.
And we got married so young that
we were married
needed,
in our 20s, early 20s.
We needed every penny to pay the bill. So
they wish that they had some knowledge that they had today about different areas of their life, love, finances, health, when they were younger. And they said this information would have been valuable, that the same percentage claim they would have made different decisions. If they could relive any decade in their life, a lot of seniors that are 65 would opt for their 30s. That was number one. 20s was number two. And I guess I can see...
Our 20s were fun.
Because I always say, if I knew what I...
just got married and we were having babies.
Yeah, we were having babies. It was fun. Fun time. In more ways than one. That's when we were like bunnies. I like those times.
You're so
Those times are gone. We're not bunnies anymore. What are we now? We're not bunnies. We're what would it be? Like a camel. We're more like a camel,
I don't know.
right?
I
And
wouldn't know about camels.
camels like I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like camels are bunnies are like they're like really fast. Camels, I guess camels could be
They can
fast.
run fast.
Yeah, I guess. But don't they like have? I don't know. I'm trying to think.
They store water too.
Yeah, exactly. They store it up and they don't have to. Anyway, but some people would redo a major decision. They would to save more money. So that's different. See, that's different.
Yeah.
You're not changed. You're just taking your money and doing something better with it, right? If you go back in time and you say, okay, maybe if I just put money away, that doesn't really change your decision. Does
No,
it?
but like we needed. I mean, I made the choice in my 20s to stay home with my kids, and I don't think I would change that. So I still would have no money to put away. I mean, we did without because of those things, those choices. And I think I did the right thing by staying home with my kids because my kids are very level-headed kids. And I think I taught them some manners and some morals and why they're here on earth is to help, other people. And, I think that they got a lot from me being home.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're doing it before that. So if you are smart enough, well, of course we were married early. We got married. I was
and we had
early 20s. You were 21.
You wanted to get pregnant right away.
I did. I wanted kids. I wanted.
You were 19 years old.
I don't think I was
like,
pushing for it, but
no. But I remember you said when we're gonna have a baby, and I said, "Can I get used to you first?"
Yeah, and that didn't take long because a year later, 87, 2 years later. Right? Yeah, 2 years later.
A year.
Well, 85, 87.
I was pregnant for our first anniversary.
Yeah. That's that bunny in you. Bunny's gone now. Bunny go bye-bye. But no, I mean, I think I understand that part of it, wanting, learning more about finances, because then as you get to your 50s and your 60s and you're thinking, because especially today with inflation, how much everything is, and wanting that nest egg, how much do you need to actually enjoy retirement, right? Because you don't want to be pinching pennies.
We're not the type of people that we have to go all over the world and we have to have extravagant things. So really, I think, some people are saving for their retirement, saving that millions because they are still planning on seeing the world and, going a lot of places and stuff. And I know some people, they just travel a lot and they like to do that. But
yeah, I mean, I think
I wouldn't get you very many places, even if I saved the money.
Well, yeah, I don't go anywhere, so I really don't want to go anywhere.
Would you go to New York City?
No.
Not even for a show, like maybe a concert, a person that you would really want to see.
Do I have to drive there?
Well, if I have to drive, I could drive there,
but I have to be in the
I
car.
don't know. I think you can
you
find
teleport
flights.
me?
You can find flights.
Can you teleport me
We
there?
could fly there.
I don't want to fly.
But you don't.
Well,
you don't.
I don't mind flying, but
you have to
it
drive to
seems-
Pittsburgh to fly there.
Don't we have like a fast way to get somewhere, just to not have to deal with idiots on the road? Because I really can't. I just can't. I can't deal with it. The way that people drive is just
today I almost got
ridiculous.
plowed, so
I know
what you mean.
Because I don't know where people are going that they got to be in this big a hurry. Where
he was
freak
going
are you
50
going?
miles an hour on the main, and he acted like he was on a highway, and he actually got into the other lane until he realized someone was coming head on at him.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then he pulled over in front of me. Luckily, I had given him room.
I wish I could remember that Facebook thing I saw about they wanted to ask their neighbors if they could not put up red
and
blue
lights together,
the flashing together, because it said, I really wish you would, those neighbors that are putting up Christmas lights, the red or blue and flashing, because I come around the corner, I see the lights, I think it's a police officer, so I got to throw my beer out the window, throw my phone on the floor, turn the radio down, put my seatbelt on, and
All at the
all
same
at the same
time.
as I'm driving 75 at the same time. And there's more to it, but I thought, yeah, that's that's the way people drive. I mean, that's just it.
That
You're on
is
your
it.
phone. You're eating cereal. You're doing your makeup, and you just I don't know. It's scary today how people drive. It is. Maybe I'm getting too old. I don't know.
Or do they just not pay attention? Like, this is not a two-way street. This is not.
They want to
There's
go
only
around
one
you.
lane going
and it's-
each way, and
yeah.
he was going around me. He was like passing me like it was a passing lane, and I'm like, there's people in that lane, and then
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's finish up with some Christmas things. First of all, I want to ask Terry, if you had a pet, how much would you spend on your pet? If Rigby was here, I know you've done it before. What is your limit of spending for your pet? Well, in this
I've
case,
kept it down on them. But when we had a pet when the kids were little, I didn't have the money to spend on them. But I think if I had a little pet, I would spend more now that the kids are not here. You know what I mean?
how much is more?
I mean, I would a little bit better treats, a little bit maybe dress them in a T-shirt, here and there, dress them up for Halloween or something like that. I didn't do any
This is
of
for
that.
Christmas.
For Christmas.
For Christmas. How much would you get your pet for Christmas?
Oh, I wouldn't spend that much on them.
You wouldn't spend $85?
Oh, no. Probably $20-$30.
Most people are spending $85. They spend more on their pets than they do friends. The average, $85.
No, I mean, how much?
What are you buying the dog
I
for
mean,
$85?
Okay, Rigby's a bigger dog. Rigby or Anika are quite a bigger dog. So if you wanted to buy him a, say, Christmas T-shirt or plaid little shirt that looks like pajamas or something, what's that going to be? $20 or, so. And the treats are, I would say no more than $50. No more.
I thought 85 seems high to me.
That's even, with like I said, a night shirt or something that looked like pajamas or something like that, and treats and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think they need that much. I might bake them something. Like I might do my sugar cookies and get little dog bone ones and do peanut butter. Like you can find things on Pinterest, doggy treats. I might bake them something. You know what I mean? I might do more like that.
I mean, $85 seems like a lot to me, unless you're getting him groomed and adding that all in too. I don't think the dogs find that as a present though.
No,
a lot of dogs don't like to get groomed.
Yeah.
Lisa used to have to sit because was it Rocket?
It was
Which one was it? Would sit in the
It
middle.
was Rocket. He would
just
sit,
sit.
and she couldn't drag him or nothing.
Soon
He
as-
was heavier than
Yep.
her. She couldn't drag him in.
As soon as he figured out where he was,
grooming.
he just sat in the middle of the parking lot, wouldn't. And he was a big golden retriever. Yeah, I don't know my dogs, but anyway. So if you're going to spend apparently most of you people are going to spend about $85 on your pets. So good luck with that. As far as gifts, we have some gifting traditions that people do on Christmas that they like to participate in. And we'll talk about some of the reoccurring gifts to give or receive. And some people this holiday season would prefer receiving gifts they'll actually use throughout the year. Which, I mean, a lot of stuff that I ask for is stuff that I'm
actually going to use.
I mean, gift cards. I use iTunes cards. I use Amazon cards.
What I gave on my list at your mom's house is
Yeah.
stuff that I think I will actually use. I mean,
77% are looking at giving healthy gifts this year, focusing on health.
Mine are not health.
Don't give me a gym membership. I don't want a gym membership because I'm not going anyway. And they're hard to get out of, apparently, because you have to go in and you can't just
is Zachary
delete it.
still paying for
I
his?
hope
He
not.
might still be paying
I hope
for
he's
his.
not, but who knows?
$9.99 a month for 3 or 4 years.
They also said that as far as practical gifts, they're actually giving, like I said, healthy gifts that people want. A lot of people like to give gifts rather than receive gifts. I like to do both. I like to have a little bit of giving, The white elephant thing, I don't know. It just depends. I want to buy something interesting. I know I have to do that, by the way.
Again?
I've got to get something this weekend, but I don't know what the limit is. I'll have to find out, but I don't know. That's always tough for me because I want to be.
We've picked out some nice
I
things.
thought we have.
We've picked out practical things that we thought we would use, and they've liked them. Whoever got them liked them, right?
So like reoccurring gifts. If you were to buy or just something for friends, co-workers, whatever, these are the top 10 reoccurring gifts that people have gotten or received. Or no, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Have either given or received. I
yeah.
said gotten or received, which is the same thing. So some people get pajamas.
I know that some families make
That's
it a
number 10.
tradition to get pajamas, and they give them to them Christmas Eve, and then they take a picture of all of them in their new pajamas in front of the tree before
Right.
Christmas Day. You know.
I might buy you this. Underwear is number 9. I'll get you some underwear.
Yeah.
That's not a gift that I mean, as a kid, we didn't appreciate it, but now you get older, you kind of like, hey, that's kind of nice to have socks and underwear.
That don't have holes.
You don't
in
have to
them.
go out and get it. Don't have. Sometimes my mom will throw the socks in that. She has this thing where she does this
Grandma games.
grandma games, and it's in the middle of the floor, and you get to pick. Like there might be tablets, stamps, chocolate, bowls. I mean, it's funny to watch. Like the kids are interested in,
Batteries.
at that batteries. Yeah,
The batteries go.
They go big time. Skincare products is number 8. Somebody's getting a toothbrush at Christmas. A toothbrush. Now, that can mean multiple things.
Either you need to brush
You
your teeth.
need if you're doing
I'm
toothbrush and
thinking we
Tic
might have got
Tacs.
toothbrushes in our stockings though as kids.
I guess you're right. As kids, because they're not changing them out
Yeah.
routinely, unless you get one of them electric ones.
Yeah.
I've never had one of those. Have you ever had one of those? No. Self-care items is number 6. Books. We've given gifts as books if they've asked for particular books. Makeup products, number 4. And then the top 3, I think number 3 is the biggie for me. Might be closer to number 1, but a gift card and money. That's something that we've given, and it's something that we've received because that's something I've asked for.
We like it.
Gift cards, yeah. Number 2 is something special, especially if it's homemade.
Which we do.
We've done that too. Yeah.
I make my Chex Mix and cookies.
Homemade things really mean a lot to a lot of people.
I've made different years. I've made Afghans for almost everyone in the family at some point.
And the number 1 gift to give or receive, candy. Sarah's chocolate. Sarah's, you're listening. You can sponsor
pretzels.
the show. We love Sarah's candy. Well, we'd be glad to sponsor Sarah's candy. Some gifting traditions like no one can see the tree. This one tradition is no one can see the Christmas tree until everyone is up. So in other words, if the youngest one's up, he got to wait. He or she has to wait
in his bedroom until everybody's up.
Ooh, that would be tough. Remember how when you were young, you'd run down to see what was there? That's so cool. Number 9, gifts every night of Hanukkah. Some people do that. Number 8, writing little hints on the wrapping paper of what's inside the box. Some people do that as a tradition. Like
we always got to open one present on Christmas Eve.
I think that's coming up.
And so we always snooped to see which one we wanted to open.
Oh, you're snoopers.
We were snoopers, so we knew which one we wanted to open on
Another
Christmas
gifting
Eve.
tradition, number 7, have to play a game before opening gifts. Some type of a game. Number 6, specific order of opening gifts. I don't know if it goes from oldest to youngest or youngest to oldest. I guess it depends. We always let our kids open Christmas morning. They just all
We
at the
just
same
piled
time.
and we set them and we put their pile by them and
Yeah,
let them go.
let 'em
We
go to
just
town.
watched and took pictures. And
Number 5, gifts for the pets. You've done that. You've bought gifts for pets. Number 4, a white elephant secret Santa exchange. We're going to be doing that this year again, I guess. You've done it a couple. You do this thing where it's a secret.
Santa, and I didn't take a name because I don't know how much I'm going to be there that week this year.
Oh, okay. Number 3, opening presents at midnight on Christmas. So that a lot of people
At
that's
midnight.
a tradition at
I mean,
midnight.
all
So
day they wait till midnight.
Well, no,
or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, midnight. They start opening midnight. It'd be Christmas Day is midnight, so they open it then. Number 2, allowing one person to distribute gifts from the Christmas tree. Remember, Zach wanted to he dressed up in that little
Santa
he had
Claus.
that Santa Claus thing on
when
with
he
the beard.
was little, and he wanted to be the one to pass all the gifts out.
And the number 1 gifting tradition, opening one present on Christmas Eve, which you guys did. Now we do our Christmas Eve. My mom, we've always done Christmas Eve. And then we would go, and then if we are young kids, we would have Christmas Day with our presents to them here. It just seems like so long ago.
That we did all that.
Did all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we always went to your families on Christmas Eve. And when your whole family was alive, that Christmas Eve rotated.
It did.
From Aunt Betty's to Aunt Carol's to Nun and Pup-Ups.
Yeah. That's right.
Your other Nun and Pup-Up would come sometimes, and sometimes we would go.
We'd have to go there,
two
too.
places. Sometimes we would go to, say, Aunt Betty's house and then over to Nun and Mickey's, and it would be really late when we get home. And then I've always done the Christmas Day dinner for our family.
Yes.
So no matter how late we were out Christmas Eve with your family, I still got up and put the ham in the oven for my family.
Yeah. That's our tradition.
Yeah.
And it's, how are we going to do, I guess, Fen, we probably won't see him open his gifts Sunday. Well, although he's so young still. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he does Christmas Eve. How he's going to open up gifts. One last thing before I leave. I was going to save this for next week, but next week will be a lot closer to Christmas, and then this story so this is going to be really quick. When is the earliest day you should display Christmas lights? So when do you think people should start
Some people will
putting
say
up
the day after
and
Halloween.
hanging lights? They did a survey. Yeah, I know. Well, that's true. There's some states in here. I've got this whole thing some people have what's the earliest they should, and then October was 6%. Somebody was in October. September 1%. Summer. You're really gonna decorate for Christmas in the summer? Some people, I guess,
Christmas
do
in
keep their
July.
tree up. But they did this survey. So when would you? We've always done it.
Traditionally,
Black
the
Friday.
day after
always done
Thanksgiving,
it that
Black
way.
Friday is the day we start decorating. We decorate for Christmas.
Most homeowners think that December 1st was the day most people said it was acceptable to hang Christmas lights. However, most homeowners said they hang their lights in early to mid-November, which I'll give you that. I mean, Christmas trees are out in September anyway, October.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're on the same. I mean, I think we're day after Thanksgiving usually. 18% have no problem with Christmas lights being up before Thanksgiving. 4% say they leave their Christmas lights up all year. Yeah, because you're just kind of lazy not to do it. So anyway, some people in Delaware can't wait for Halloween to end because they hang their lights in October. And some people put they plan to put their Christmas lights up on Christmas Day. Put them up, take them right back down. So when do you put your Christmas lights and your Christmas decorations up?
We didn't put any outside yet, did we?
No, probably not going to get to that this year. Probably not. I just have this thing that says Merry Christmas on it, shining on the house. Good enough. I have this metal roof now. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. I was going to look at hanging them, but I don't know how I would do it for sure.
How they're going to hook in.
I'd rather just do a couple blow up things of Santa or some deer or something. If we find it on sale, we'll do it for next year.
Well, you might have had a problem with the deer trying to.
Oh yeah, or the raccoon. Yeah, that's true too. All right, hey, that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you that do listen. We do a lot of different subjects. I hope you like it. If you have any other things you'd like to talk about, have us talk about, just you can check us out on Facebook or Twitter. You can leave us a message on there. It's Just Talking Out Loud at Facebook or Twitter. You can also email us at justtalkingoutloud. It's talking, TALKIN, at gmail.com. You can do it that way. And don't forget to subscribe every Monday. And listen to this. So ours didn't release No, this is last Monday. Didn't release last Monday because for some reason I had it going out on December 5th, 2023. I don't know how I did it. Luckily, I looked at it and figured out, why isn't this not releasing? And it said 2023, so I'm not sure exactly what I did. So hopefully I won't make that mistake this time either. But subscribe, and then that way every Monday you get an alert that we have a new show coming out. Thank you, Terry. I know you weren't feeling great, but you hung in there. I think we had some good conversations, and we will see you next time.
Have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.